because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
Same legend is now clouded in controversy. Big Meech, the man once praised as the realest, is now being labeled as something else, a snitch.
What if I told you that the legendary Black Mafia family BMF boss Big Meech just confronted 50 Cent after being publicly accused of snitching? That the streets are buzzing, the paperwork is flying, and things just got uglier than anyone expected? This isn't just another rap beef. This is about loyalty, betrayal, power, and a street legend whose legacy now hangs in the balance. Big Meech, once untouchable, is now being called a rat, and the one leading the charge, none other than 50 Cent himself. And now, even Canadian rapper Top 5 is calling Meech out, saying the kingpin slid into his DMs begging for clout, and 50 Cent is loving every second of it.
This rat thought he could DM me and tap in. Yo, 50 Cent, come get this fake 6-year-old kingpin out of my DMs, nigga. Nigga should've worked a regular job like my father, nigga. Big Meech, Big Screech. Yo, little Meech, call me little nigga.
But now, Meech is pushing back and pulling up, and just when you think it can't get more chaotic, it does. It all started when 50 Cent began teasing the internet with cryptic posts suggesting Big Meech, founder of the Black Mafia family, might have cooperated with the feds. And this wasn't some vague jab. 50 posted court paperwork, name-dropped DEA informants, and pointed the finger squarely at one of Meech's closest former allies, Tammy Cowens. Cent stated on his Instagram account on the 14th March that the truth and nothing but the truth, Tammy Cowens coming soon. Then a day later, he doubled down saying, "Listen to the words, Big Screech, you keep forgetting that you told Tammy Cowens to tell to get your time cut, sucker. This wasn't trolling, this was war." But what really set it off? It all started when Big Meech linked up with none other than Rick Ross for a Welcome Home concert. That one move reignited years of tension between 50 Cent and Rose. Given their long, bitter history, beef tracks, lawsuits, and disrespect, it's no surprise 50 took it personally. According to Hot New Hip Hop, 50 viewed Meech's public support of Ross as the ultimate betrayal. And that's when the online attacks began. But before all of this chaos, before the courtroom paperwork and Instagram jabs, Big Meech was already a legend. Born Demetrius Flannery in Cleveland, Ohio, he built the Black Mafia family from the ground up. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Meech and his brother Terry created a multi-million-dollar empire, blending ruthless business tactics with a glamorous public persona. He wasn't just a drug kingpin, he was a cultural icon. Luxury cars, exclusive parties, ties to the hip-hop elite. Meech didn't just move weight, he moved culture. Tammy Cowens wasn't just a business partner. According to federal documents, she was listed as CS1, a confidential source working directly with the DEA's Atlanta division. And what she gave them changed everything. She allegedly handed over intel.
Tammy Cowens. She's been Meech's trusted business partner since 2008. In fact, when Meech ended up behind bars, she loyally kept in contact with him, running all kinds of errands for him on the outside. She was secretly working for the feds on the side. She's described as CS1 in the documents, who became a confidential informant for DEA Atlanta in 2009
that helped convict drug kingpin Terry White. But here's what shocked investigators the most. She didn't do it for a deal or for money or even to save herself. She wasn't caught up. She wasn't cornered. She did it out of revenge. According to filings, Terry had used her to move dirty money without her knowledge. And when she found out, she flipped the entire operation on its head. But here's the jaw dropper. Even after Terry White was taken down and locked up, Tammy kept talking. Why? Because she'd already gotten close to another major player, Fidel Suarez, a cartel-linked trafficker with a reputation for being untouchable. And with Meech's blessing, Tammy became the bridge between Suarez and Meech's St. Louis connect, Dion Cuffy Gatling. But the entire time, Tammy was secretly reporting back to the feds. Then came 50 Cent. In a now viral post, 50 shared what he claimed were leaked texts between himself and Tammy. In them, he asked whether Meech knew she was a federal informant during the time they worked together. Her alleged reply, "Yep, just one word," but it exploded across the internet.
Recently, 50 Cent posted a pic of Tameka Tammy Cowens. Yup, the same woman being accused of being a federal informant. Not only that, but he also shared some alleged texts between him and Tammy. And in those messages, 50 straight up asked her if Meech knew she was working with the feds while he was still locked up.
Because if Meech really knew about her status and still kept her close, that changes the entire narrative. That adds weight to the snitching allegations. That blurs the line between loyalty and liability, and 50's timing couldn't have been more suspicious or more calculated. Just as BMF Season 3 marketing kicked into high gear, the documents reappeared, the accusations resurfaced, the old connections got dragged back into the spotlight. Coincidence? Or a carefully timed strike from someone who knows exactly how to weaponize the past? Now here's where things get crazy. According to leaked testimony, Meech was directly mentioned in DEA reports as orchestrating the entire operation from behind bars. Investigators believed he was the invisible hand moving product through a third-party pipeline. But strangely, no charges ever stuck to him. So what happened? When Tammy was pressed under oath, she denied everything. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. She straight up protected Meech, allegedly lied to protect him, and in doing so, completely shattered the DEA's trust in her as an informant. From the official court document, Tammy denied paragraph 8 of the report, denied that Demetrius Flannery coordinated the drug movement, denied that he had anything to do with it. And just like that, Meech's name got pulled from the indictment list. He didn't get charged. He didn't get hit with new time. He walked away from that part of the investigation untouched.
My question is, Tammy Cowens at this point is based out of Atlanta. How does she know, how could she possibly know about a drug deal between a Mexican nigga from California and a nigga from St. Louis, right? How could that, and she's based in Atlanta, right? How could she possibly know that? How could she possibly know that that them two individuals were gonna do a drug deal? And she's in a whole nother state, a whole nother region of the country.
That denial may have contributed to why Big Meech was never charged for setting up the operation between Suarez and Gatling, even though court transcripts laid out alleged links between them. And that's what's got the streets buzzing. How does a man who was allegedly orchestrating multi-kilo drug shipments from inside a federal prison just avoid indictment? Some fans on Reddit and YouTube began speculating that Meech wasn't just lucky, he was protected by silence, protected by loyalty, maybe even protected by celebrity. As one Redditor put it, that man too famous to go down again. They'd rather get everybody around him than touch his legacy. Others point to how Meech's name was reportedly removed from certain filings after Tammy's testimony collapsed under pressure. It's no longer just about what's in the paperwork. It's about what's missing, about what was said and what was covered up. This isn't just a legal loophole, it's a power play. It's about privileged perception and the unwritten rules of both the streets and the system. Because now, it's not just the courts asking questions, it's the streets. And when the streets start talking, the silence speaks volumes. The internet instantly divided. Some fans sided with 50 Cent, praising him for exposing the truth. Others said he crossed the line, attacking a man whose life rights helped fuel his own TV show. One is stating on his Reddit on 20 Mar, they saying Big Meech told on an MF from St. Louis to get his time reduced. Another user posted that 50 and Big Meech beefing cause he hanging with Rick Ross and is rumored to have snitched to get out early. Another user on Reddit stated that 50 Cent on Big Meech post addressing snitch allegations, and Rick Ross car show says Lil Baby and Skilla Baby aren't coming anymore because of the allegations. And then came the top 5 moment. The Toronto rapper exposed a direct message from Meech that read, "Nephew tap in." Top 5 clapped back publicly with 50 Cent come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DM before I crash out #Big Screech.
This rat thought he could DM me and tap in. Yo, 50 Cent, come get this fake 6-year-old kingpin out of my DMs, nigga. Nigga should have worked a regular job like my father, nigga. Big Meech, Big Screech. Yo, Lil Meech, call me little nigga.
Dad jumped on the moment, trolling hard. He posted, he probably wanted to borrow some money from you gangster LOL. The Shade Room reposted the clip, and fans were left debating whether Meech was desperate, clout chasing, or just caught slipping. One fan comment summed it up. This ain't Meech no more, this is Big Screech. But here's what makes the situation even more complex. Despite BMF's criminal operations, Meech was known to support the very communities where he operated. Local events, small charities, youth groups. He poured money into neighborhoods. That dual image, ruthless dealer and community hero, is exactly why people are so divided about him now. As this beef escalated, fans started looking sideways at everyone else in the room, including Rick Ross, who was once cozy with both camps. When Ross announced his latest car show, the timing couldn't have been worse. Online whispers exploded when Lil Meech, Big Meech's son, was noticeably absent from the promo lineup. Fans immediately speculated that the snitch drama had created tension behind the scenes. Some insiders claimed artists like Lil Baby and Skilla Baby were quietly distancing themselves from the event altogether, not wanting to be caught in the crossfire between two titans of street culture. While no major artist has publicly commented, the silence spoke volumes. And then came Boosie. Boosie Badazz, never one to hold back, didn't directly call anyone out, but in a cryptic Instagram live, he said, "You gotta watch who you sit next to. Loyalty ain't loyalty no more." That single line sent fans into theory mode. Was he talking about Meech, about 50, or maybe Ross? The comments were split down the middle. Reddit threads blew up. TikTok reactions got millions of views. One popular comment read, "Boosie always speaks in code." That message was for Meech. He just ain't say it out loud. But it didn't stop there. Even the blog started to question whether Ross was using Meech's name for clout, especially after 50 Cent posted a cryptic message. "You chilling with the guy who told?" Crazy how fast y'all forget. Some took that as a direct shot at Ross for publicly aligning with Meech, while others pointed out that 50 might just be using the entire drama to tighten his grip on the BMF brand. Because behind the scenes, reports say 50 Cent is actively reworking the direction of the BMF series based on how this real-life drama is playing out. What started as a television project about Meech's legacy might now be 50 Cent's version of that legacy. And for people like Ross, Boosie, and even Lil Meech, the stakes are higher than ever. This isn't just about entertainment anymore. This is about reputation, about street politics, about survival in the age of receipts, reposts, and retweets. Now here's where it gets speculative, but real. Some fans believe 50 Cent is pulling classic 50 tactics. He's not just calling out Big Meech to expose the truth. He's executing a master-level marketing campaign for Season 3 of BMF, using real-world drama to drive attention to his fictionalized series. And the timing? It's impeccable. The moment BMF marketing began picking up steam, these allegations suddenly resurfaced. Tammy's name started trending. Old paperwork leaked. Media outlets began recycling court transcripts. 50 posted a string of cryptic messages and alleged text receipts with Tammy Cowens. It didn't feel random. It felt orchestrated. Fan theory on Instagram, another user stated that for years, 50 Cent built the BMF series, a show centered around Big Meech's life, turning it into a cultural phenomenon with multiple seasons and spin-offs. This was part of his brand, part of his business, something he invested time, money, and reputation into. But in just 1 week, everything changed. Why? Because Big Meech took a photo with one of 50's longtime enemies, Rick Ross. That one moment shifted the entire dynamic. Instead of staying loyal to the narrative he had been pushing for years, 50 instantly flipped the script. His response? A new marketing campaign aimed at discrediting Big Meech, positioning him as a snitch, and rolling out a documentary to expose him. And it wouldn't be the first time he's done something like this. 50 Cent has a long history of using controversy as fuel. Whether it's trolling Ja Rule, taking shots at Diddy, or exposing behind-the-scenes drama with power, he's proven time and time again that beef equals engagement. But here's where things take a darker turn. Some fans believe this isn't just about clout, it's about ownership of legacy. With Meech still incarcerated and his voice limited, 50 is in a unique position. He doesn't just own the TV rights to BMF, he owns the megaphone. And some are starting to think he's using that power not just to tell the story, but to rewrite it. That's the part that's got people unsettled, because this might not just be a television strategy. It might be a full-blown narrative war, a power grab over how the story of BMF will be remembered 10, 20, or 50 years from now. And what happens when Meech gets out? What if his version of the story doesn't line up with the one 50's been pushing? Would people even believe him? Could this all be a distraction play? Or is 50 positioning himself to be more than just the producer, but the gatekeeper of Meech's legacy? Because in the age of virality, where perception often outweighs fact, control isn't just influence, it's immortality. And what does that mean for Meech? Right now, Big Meech's legacy is in a strange limbo. He's still respected as a kingpin, a hustler, a street icon. But these snitching claims have left a stain that even denials can't fully clean. There's a growing split between the street code that once protected him and the digital era that now demands receipts. Loyalty doesn't carry the same weight online. Perception spreads faster than facts. And when your name trends, it's not always for the reasons you'd hope. And 50 Cent, he's showing no signs of letting up. Rumors say he's preparing to drop a full tell-all documentary exposing every shady move Meech ever made. If that project drops, it won't just stir controversy. It could cement the narrative 50's been building for months, a permanent digital footprint that overshadows everything Meech built, because once the story's out there, it's almost impossible to rewrite it. But here's the twist. Some insiders are now saying Big Meech may be lawyering up, preparing a public response, a real one, not through Tammy, not through intermediaries. A direct message to set the record straight from the man himself. And if that happens, it could flip everything. Because the truth is, Meech's story was never just about crime. It was about ambition, about empire building, about commanding loyalty in a world that doesn't forgive mistakes. His rise was meteoric, but it was strategic. He didn't just hustle drugs, he hustled attention. He understood branding before branding was even a thing. That's why his name lives on in documentaries, in music videos, in BMF. His myth isn't just tied to what he did, it's tied to what he represented, a vision of power, danger, and untouchable success. But now, that myth is being rewritten in real time, and Meech might be running out of chances to shape it himself. Because in the end, legacy isn't just what you do, it's what people remember. And if 50 gets the last word, then Meech's story might end up being told by someone else. So now we ask the question, is Big Meech guilty of playing both sides? Or is 50 Cent just weaponizing old dirt for views and ratings? And if this is just the beginning, what's coming next?